Hi everyone. So as you know, I'm learning Linux. I'm preparing for CompTIA's Linux Plus exam, and in this video I'm going to show you my physical lab. So I'm using this Raspberry Pi as my physical lab. I'm going to show you that how you can install Function Linux operating system on this and use it as your Linux lab. So for this purpose, we need a Raspberry Pi. I have a Raspberry Pi 4 Model B, and you need an SD card and an SD card reader. So I have both the things. So let's go over to my laptop and I will show you that what software I'm using to install the operating system to this SD card. So first of all, you need to go to kali.org/downloads, and if you scroll down, see download ARM images. So Raspberry Pi is built on ARM processor, so you need to download this image. So here we click on Kali ARM images, then we go to this section, and here you will see Raspberry Pi Foundation. So you have to download, like if you have Raspberry Pi Model 4, you can download this version. I've already downloaded it, and you have to download this Rufus software, RUFUS, and in this you have to select the SD card or pen drive, but majorly SD card, because the default selection in Raspberry Pi, the boot process is from SD card, so you need to select an SD card. Then you need to select the image from your computer where you have downloaded the image. Then you will it will copy all the ISO file into your SD card or in your pen drive. So after flashing your operating system into your SD card, put your SD card in the Raspberry Pi. Here you can put your SD card, then plug the Ethernet cable to your computer and then supply power. So I'm just going to connect this power supply from my laptop. So connect your power supply and it will boot up, and please wait for some time. It will take some time to boot up and connect to your laptop. So let's go over to the laptop and let's configure it. So here you can see my Wi-Fi is connected. So I will just go to control panel and in the network and sharing center I will just select Wi-Fi. I will select the properties and I will on these sharing options, allow other network user to connect through this computer's internet connection. So I will allow these two options and select OK. Then I will go to the Ethernet and I can see that my IPv4 address is 192.168.137.1. Now you can go over to command prompt and run as administrator. It will ask for permission. Then you can do ARP-A, and you can see that 192.168.137.1 was the IP address of the interface which is connected to your Raspberry Pi, as we saw earlier. Now here you can see 192.168.137.173. This IP address looks different in this table. So this is the IP address of our Raspberry Pi. So then you have to open up the PuTTY and connect to 192.168.137.173 and port will be 22. This will be an SSH connection, and open the SSH connection. Here you can see the option of login as. Now you can log in. The default credentials of Kali Linux is username is Kali and password is Kali. So you can see type username of Kali, then password of KALI, then press enter And here you can see that I have logged into my Raspberry Pi, and this is the terminal of my Raspberry Pi, my Kali network. So if I see pwd, I'm in the working directory of /home/Kali, so I can do whatever I want to do it here. I can also connect this to virtual network connection VNC server, or I can install XRDP. So for remote desktop protocol, if you want to use from your Windows and connect to graphical user interface of Kali Linux, you can download either XRDP or you can connect to a VNC server. So that you can do by yourself, and I will provide all the links in the description box below. So this Kali has logged in and I can do whatever I want. If I select ipconfig, so okay, command not found, so I think the IP package is not installed yet. So I will just sudo ping 8.8.8.8, password is KALI. Here you can see I can ping to the Google server and my internet connection is running through my laptop. So this is it for your Raspberry Pi installation. So in this video you saw that I connected my Raspberry Pi to my desktop via the SSH, and now I can use my Raspberry Pi as my Linux Plus lab. So for this purpose I can use this. If you find anything difficult, or if you do not understand anything, if you have trouble with this type of method to connect your Raspberry Pi to your desktop, I will see you in the next one with the week 1 progress of my CompTIA Linux Plus exam. So hope you have enjoyed this video, and if you enjoyed, please leave a like and comment down your thoughts below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.